are you?
Star-Lord.
Yes, he certainly is. Peter Quill, ladies and gentlemen, better known by his alias name as Star-Lord, who is a fictional character, extraordinarily portrayed by Chris Pratt. Quill is an intergalactic policeman who led a group of intergalactic heroes out to protect the universe from various threats. And what can I tell you? He just does it fabulously. His inimitable leadership style was effective whilst entertaining. Putting a group of misfit people to work together as he did, one would expect disjointedness and chaos. Yet, there was cohesion. They worked together as a team. This, undoubtedly, underlines his ability to understand the full spectrum of human experience. Another fascinating characteristic of Quill's personality that adds to the entertainment value is his ability to mitigate tense situations even when he himself instigated them, with a mixture of quick wit, charm, and humor. Despite Quill's very laid-back nature, there is an entrenched loyalty to his ill-matched group that demands action, and yes, have made those gut-wrenching decisions when it matters most.
We'll make it, or die trying.
Dropping in at number 9, Turanga Leela, a fictional character from the animated television series Futurama. Her tough upbringing in an orphanarium taught her resilience and determination, qualities that shine through in her role as the captain and leader of the Planet Express ship. Whether battling with enemies or just piloting through asteroid fields, she is able to blend the two with consummate ease. Despite her very tough exterior, her friendships with Fry and Bender had betrayed a softer side of her, which essentially adds depth to her character. Turanga Leela proves that true leadership is about making bold decisions, no matter what challenges come your way.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Imagine having no military credentials, but yet managing to transcend yourself beyond those who have, becoming the captain of the Millennium Falcon through nothing other than character growth. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what Han Solo has done. A character brought to life by Harrison Ford. A self-serving smuggler morphs into a heroic captain. His ridiculous piloting skills, quick thinking, and scoundrel charm make him a different breed of captain. Sometimes, heroic captains will emerge from the most improbable beginning. They don't need to graduate from academies. You can get there through respect earned rather than rank. Han Solo epitomizes that.
Commander, I said launch torpedo.
Captain and Commander Benjamin Sisko, portrayed by Avery Brooks in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Sisko, who also served as the Bajoran emissary, was central to the Bajoran religion and his interactions with the prophets who resided in the Bajoran wormhole. Sisko's dual role as a Starfleet officer and a religious figure made him a unique and complex character. As science fiction's most prominent black captain, he represented meaningful diversity while delivering compelling leadership in both wartime and peace. His tactical astuteness invariably shone through, but it was his role as a devoted single dad that gave him dimensions rare for sci-fi commanders. Sisko frequently laid bare palpable emotions such as love, joy, grief, and rage, all of which were influencers of how his team was led. Sisko's profound investment in personal relationships, especially with his son Jake, showed that heroism extends beyond battlefield decisions into everyday acts of love.
So let me make this abundantly clear. I do the job, and then I get paid.
Riding high at number 6 is Nathan Fillion's portrayal of the fictional character Captain Malcolm Reynolds in the television series Firefly. Reynolds showed that not all heroic captains wear elaborate uniforms or follow any code of conduct. Instead, he has a personal code which he is guided by through a corrupt universe, making a living as a smuggler. Reynolds' heroism came from a familial-type bond with his crew. Incredibly protective of them, considering their well-being a top priority, often putting their needs before his. What lies beneath those layers of all that outlaw swagger is a guy who'd rather solve problems without violence and who won't sell out his principles for any price. Reynolds shows us that sometimes the greatest heroes are flying the smallest ships on the farthest edges of the map.
Shoot me. If you think I'm a Cylon, then I'm your enemy. Shoot your enemy.
Taking the number 5 spot is Kara Thrace, a fictional character in the Battlestar Galactica series, played by Katie Sackhoff. She is a revised version of Lieutenant Starbuck from the 1978 Battlestar Galactica series. Thrace sets a high standard for passionate and gutsy leadership. Known for her fearless flying and quick thinking in the cockpit, she stands out as an exceptional captain. Whether facing overwhelming odds or dealing with personal struggles, her unyielding determination often helps her navigate through the toughest. Starbuck's resolve never falters. Her blend of bravery, vulnerability, and fierce independence makes her one of the most compelling and layered characters in sci-fi, marking her as an unforgettable leader. Falling in at number 4, John Sheridan. An example of this incorruptible, dynamic, idealistic, and charismatic leader who can inspire fierce loyalty in his subordinates, portrayed by Bruce Boxleitner. Boxleitner played a commander guiding his space station through inescapable political quagmires, alien squabbles, and eventually a full-blown shadow war. His heroism shows in his willingness to sacrifice everything: career, reputation, and yes, almost the ultimate sacrifice, his life, for principles of justice and unity. Even when he came face to face with certain death, his determination never wavers. Below the layers of all these legendary accomplishments, he remains fundamentally human, full of doubts and flaws that make his heroic choices all the more powerful against the backdrop of ancient conflicts and cosmic prophecies. William Shatner, an extraordinary portrayal of the Star Trek character. James T. Kirk, charismatic leader of the starship USS Enterprise, who mixed gut instinct with courage. Famous for pioneering and exploring new worlds and boldly going where no one has gone before. Kirk is a leader who understands that effective command needs both head and heart, and has proficiently leveraged logic's analytical power while using emotion's valuable intuitive wisdom when the situation called for it. Kirk would throw himself into danger before risking any crew member and could forge unlikely diplomatic bonds across wildly different cultures. He showed us that heroism needs both guts and compassion, making him the template against which all future sci-fi captains would be measured. Rolling in at number 2 is Kate Mulgrew, who played Kathryn Janeway. The first woman to captain her way through a Star Trek series, she broke the mold while guiding the USS Voyager through the unknown wilderness of the Delta Quadrant. Some humans tend to ditch principles when nobody is watching, but ladies and gentlemen, not Kathryn Janeway. She would not allow herself to be seduced by those seductive shortcuts. She maintains her values. This was her claim to fame for being heroic. She mixed scientific curiosity with stubborn determination, tackling the mind-boggling challenge of bringing her crew home from 70,000 light-years away. Her leadership blended compassion with decisiveness, creating a surrogate family aboard Voyager, while sometimes making calls that put her at odds with the very people she cared for. Janeway showed that real heroism includes the humanity to admit when you've messed up and the backbone to shoulder responsibility for the tough calls. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the moment you have all been waiting for. The most heroic captain from science fiction, television, and film. Coming in at number 1 is Jean-Luc Picard. Played by Patrick Stewart, who else could it be? The captain of the Starship Enterprise, the next generation.
You have extended your life at the expense of another.
Picard's first instinct is always to find peaceful solutions through dialogue, rather than to shoot first. Captain Picard showed that respect can be earned through wisdom and integrity. Real authority doesn't come from throwing your weight around, whether facing off against the godlike Q or the terrifying Borg. Picard's principles are unwavering, making him arguably the most intellectually and morally nuanced captain science fiction has ever given us.